The Iqaluit Airport is an international airport. The terminal building is a supporting function of the airport, but the airport is in fact much, much more than just a terminal building. And we were fortunate to be part of the redevelopment of the entire facility. So that included a study of the airfield, the runway, rehabilitation of the runway where there were failures and where there were regrading and permafrost failures and resiliency improvements necessary, the replanning and reconstruction and design of a number of taxiways to make sure that the airfield operates most efficiently for the traffic, and the expansions of the aprons to accommodate the fleets of aircraft that typically use the Iqaluit Airport. The P3 process is relatively new in North America. For Stantec to get involved and be able to provide that service, we learn more of that delivery model and team with competent, capable financiers and constructors to deliver the project to satisfy the government of Nunavut.
Because it is such an extreme climate, the form of the building, the exterior form, is really critical in how it's built. And clearly you want to have as compact form as possible. So this is a model we built early days of the project, and the building actually looks very much like this. But I think the key elements here is you could see a very simple rectangular form and a roof form that actually contains both the one level areas and the second floor here, but it's contained within a continuous form of roof, which does a couple things. It minimizes the surface area of the building, and equally important, it allows the prevailing winds to actually sweep the roof clear of snow. So there's no snow buildup on the roof.
You can't overstate the importance of an airport here. All of Nunavut is reliant on air travel. That's how we get our groceries, that's how we get our medical travel, that's how we get our administrative, visit your kids, any activity done by air. Nobody can get in a car and drive anywhere. But we're also a distribution center for another 15, 18 communities.
The capital budget was around $300 million. Roughly speaking, half of that was in the two buildings and the other half was in the groundside, airside redevelopment.
The bedrock is very deep there, so this building is actually floating on the permafrost. And the danger, of course, is that any heat radiating from the building will melt that supporting permafrost layer, and the building will basically sort of sink into the slush.
The building is one of the larger footprints of buildings in northern Canada, and the foundation is a thermosiphon foundation. So it's a foundation that's designed to maintain the permafrost in a frozen condition. They're passive radiators that ensure that the heat from the building or the heat from the environment does not migrate into the permafrost, but is rather collected and then radiated from the radiators. Predicting future changes to the environment and what conditions the runway will be over the life of the project was also key to our delivery.
Iqaluit is a city on the move. It's growing. The Iqaluit Airport project is going to allow that growth to continue. I think that things like the old airport and the size of it and the restrictions that were there were restricting that type of growth. This is obviously not the only thing that's driving growth in Iqaluit, but it's something that will allow that to continue happening and to continue happening at the rate that it is.
We can handle the largest aircraft imaginable here. The runways and taxiways and aprons are very important to me. But when I go through the terminal and I hear people say, wow, this beats the last time we were here. I remember coming through the old building, and when I hear them admire that and the relief and the wonder of it, I appreciate that.
So this has been one of the most exciting projects of my career. It's really brought together the practices of northern engineering all into one project.